You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Let's talk about a topic that has sparked heated debates across the internet. And that is why the president's son Hunter Biden would receive a pardon before R. Kelly. Is there a double standard in how justice is served in America? And does the comparison even make sense? Buckle up as we explore the nuances of this controversial topic. First, let's set the stage. Hunter Biden, who is the son of President Joe Biden, has faced scrutiny over alleged tax crimes, gun-related charges and his controversial business dealings abroad. Meanwhile, R. Kelly, the Grammy-winning R&B artist, is serving a 30-year prison sentence for alleged crimes including sexual exploitation and racketeering. On the surface, these cases couldn't be more different. So, why are people comparing them? The argument largely stems from a sense of perceived injustice. Those who are pro-R. Kelly feel that the R&B artist, despite his fame and cultural impact, was unfairly targeted, while Hunter Biden's legal troubles appear to garner more leniency from the media and legal system. They point to issues like media bias, political connections and systemic inequalities as factors that skew public perception and legal outcomes, which shouldn't be the case if we had a law-abiding government. To understand the depth of this argument, we need to look at R. Kelly's case from a different perspective. Once celebrated as a musical genius and crowned the R&B king, R. Kelly's career has slowly been crashing down after decades of malicious allegations against him. He was accused and later convicted of running a criminal enterprise that exploited young women and girls. The evidence presented in court included witness testimonies, graphic recordings and patterns of predatory behavior. His conviction was not just about one or two incidents. It was rather about a collection of allegations that prosecutors argued he orchestrated for years. We saw multiple women take the stand and tell all kinds of stories that were meant to prejudice the R&B king. Some of them openly telling lies about him, about their ages, and many more confessing how they lied to R. Kelly they were 18 in order to get into his bed. Azriel Clary, for example, stated she was under the guidance of her parents when she lied to R. Kelly she was 18.
Okay, so when I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. So when I met him, he thought that I was 18.
And she added that even after Mr. Kelly got to know that she was left with months to turn 18, he insisted Azriel returns to her parents in Florida in a noble act of responsibility. Whether or not you're a fan of his music, we must agree the courts wrongfully convicted R. Kelly. The claims that R. Kelly violated both the RICO and Mann Acts is just a myth with no reality to connect with. R. Kelly was never a part of a criminal enterprise. He actually made sure to keep his relationship life private and away from his music management team because he never saw the need to involve them in recruiting girlfriends who were all yearning to be with him. On the contrary, we have successfully rubbished the Mann Act violation charges in some of our previous episodes. Now let's turn to Hunter Biden. His legal troubles are quite different. The charges against him involve allegations of failing to pay taxes to the same government he serves as the first son, illegally owning a firearm while struggling with addictions, and questions about his overseas illegal business dealings. These are also serious issues and involve causing the nation to lose revenue that would otherwise be used to take care of you and I. And Hunter Biden, being the first son surviving on national resources, should have been the first to pay his taxes than wait to be pointed out. In fact, Hunter Biden's political connections may have afforded him privileges that ordinary citizens don't get. Meanwhile, his pardon was not an ordinary one, but one that insulates him of any past crimes, including those that have not been brought forward. The difference between Hunter Biden's and R. Kelly's cases is that while we know R. Kelly has been lied on and framed, and while the evidence to incriminate R. Kelly remains lacking, Hunter Biden's crimes are beefed up with plenty evidence, and he was technically supposed to pay huge fines or spend a good number of years in prison. His father, who should be more concerned about the innocent that have been unfairly languishing in prison for years, and instead of prioritizing someone like R. Kelly, who has clearly been wrongfully convicted, wasted no minute in pardoning his beloved son, suggesting this is what every father would do. Thanks to Biden, we with no fathers are going to die locally in prison under his watch. Even though there is no evidence against us, and even if he clearly knows we have been prejudiced. Here's where the controversy intensifies. Fans and supporters of R. Kelly argue that his sentence is excessively harsh compared to what Hunter Biden could have faced. They ask, why is it that a particular kind of people in this country will get decades behind bars while another category, as the president's son did, could potentially walk free with all kinds of pardons? Have we returned to the years of slavery when the black slaves had no rights in this country and the white folks had all kinds of privileges? Is this the picture Hunter Biden wants us to get from his act of utter nepotism? Well, he could have avoided this by pardoning R. Kelly alongside Hunter just to balance the boat and make believe he was pardoning justice and not relationship. In fact, by doing what he did, Hunter Biden has taken our country backward for another 100 years. We may have to refight the war our ancestors already fought and go through the same pain if we are to survive this nepotism that has extended into racial imbalance and marginalization. To answer this, we need to understand how pardons work. A presidential pardon is an extraordinary measure, usually granted to show mercy or to correct perceived injustices. Historically, pardons have been controversial, from President Ford's pardon of Richard Nixon to clemency for political allies. The notion of Hunter Biden receiving a pardon therefore raises questions about ethics and optics. Critics argue it would undermine faith in the justice system, while supporters claim it might be justified if his legal troubles are politicized. But crime remains crime, and the need to pardon his son could mean that even President Joe Biden may not be having trust for the same justice system his government has subjected the rest of us to. In fact, by doing what he did, Joe Biden, he did concede that he could not trust the justice system to deal with complicated cases like that against R. Kelly. He has indirectly defended R. Kelly's innocence without realizing it by determining the courts not unsuitable to fairly deal with his son's case. R. Kelly's supporters in fact feel a similar injustice as Biden may have been concerned about. They point out that other celebrities accused of similar crimes haven't faced the same level of scrutiny or punishment. Some even claim racial bias played a major role in R. Kelly's takedown. At the core of this debate lies a broader issue: America's fractured relationship with justice. People are now asking hard questions about who gets punished, who gets pardoned, and why. Is the system harsher on black celebrities like R. Kelly? Do political connections shield figures like Hunter Biden? Or are these comparisons oversimplified, distracting us from the real issues? What do you think? Should Hunter Biden have faced harsher consequences? Does R. Kelly's sentence reflect justice, or is it an example of systemic bias? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to be featured in our video releases, send us your clips by emailing them to hnnewsroom242@gmail.com or use Google Drive for larger files. Be sure to include your name and any details you'd like us to know. We can't wait to showcase your contributions. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.